So this is the part of the night jar experience where the craft cocktails are taking place. This is like looking at, it's like watching a painter paint here. Jesse is what's the term? Is mixologist like too hoity?
No, I feel like mixologist has really kind of had a comeback.
Good.
It used to be that mixologist was considered to be kind of hoity-toity and
Cringy,
people didn't want to.
yeah.
But now I feel like there's enough of a line between someone who just bartends and someone who truly wants to create next-level drinks that mixologist is an acceptable term.
Now, see, I don't know a lot about cocktails. I host a beer show. So what's really fascinating for me about Nightjar is this is an opportunity, I think, to learn more. You probably have a lot of people asking you a lot of questions all the time.
Oh, absolutely. What we've kind of created here is a melding of the two, so we get both crowds. We get cocktail people, we get beer people, and what we're seeing is that the cocktail people are very curious about the beer side of things and asking a lot of questions. The beer people are very curious about the cocktail side of things and asking a lot of questions. So we really have a great opportunity to talk to our guests and really engage in this conversation about what's involved in both sides of the business.
A lot of what you're making here is unique. These are your own creations?
Yes. We have a unique situation with both Cassie and myself where we have two owners who are separately incredibly passionate about what they do. I love beer, but my passion is in the cocktail side of things. And she loves cocktails, but her passion is in the beer. So her focus is 100% on that. My focus is 100% on this. Neither one of us is splitting or spreading ourselves too thin.
My understanding is you're not a native Peoria.
I am not.
Am I using this correctly? Aloha?
Yes.
Now I have to imagine it's every Hawaiian's dream to someday leave the islands and come to Peoria. So you're just doing what everyone does.
I'm just living the dream right now.
That's just what everyone does. So from Hawaii to Peoria, how long have you been doing this?
I actually started doing this in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Seattle for about 10 years before I was in Hawaii. And Seattle is more the foundation of where my bartending comes from, because that was where I started this craft. That was where I was mentored. And most of what we do here at Nightjar is related much more to my education and my experience in Seattle more so than it is in Hawaii.
See, I think of craft beer and there being different scenes in craft beer. When you say Seattle, I think of music scenes. Is there a cocktail scene in Seattle?
Oh, there absolutely is. Seattle, I actually think, has one of the most robust cocktail scenes in the country. It's where a lot of the more interesting cocktail culture started, and some of the best bars in the country and in the world are located in Seattle.
What are you making right now? This is amazing to watch your work.
So it's one of our most popular cocktails, the Banyan Tree. This is a vodka drink with a little bit of aloe vera liqueur. We have a ginger honey that we make in-house, and then passion fruit juice. And then this one here that I was just making is the Total Eclipse. It's a rum cocktail with orange liqueur, blood orange, lemon, and almond syrup. And then the other cocktail, the one that I'm going to start right now, is our 10-to-1. So this is a gin cocktail with Parfait Amour, which is sort of like a floral, slightly sweet liqueur. And then we've got a house-made blueberry syrup in there, along with lemon juice, some rosemary, and egg white.
How long does it take you to come up with these? I mean, that seems like a lot going on. What's the trial and error? It's similar to craft beer and when you're making your recipes, I imagine?
I think it's funny because Cassie and I talk a lot, but that's one thing that I think cocktails and beer differ a lot is that cocktails are instant gratification. I'm making these drinks right now, I'm going to shake them, and then the finished product is going to go out to the guests. Whereas with beer, it's more a process of time because she's going to put everything together from when she finishes her sort of R&D, so to speak, to when there's a final product to serve the guest. It could be a month to 6 weeks. And to be honest, a lot of what I do, I call paper bartending. So it involves a lot more of just sitting down with a pen and a piece of paper and just writing out flavor combinations that I think will work.
How often do you find you're right?
I actually tote notebooks around with me.
Just writing down.
I have one sitting on my nightstand because I will literally wake up in the middle of the night from a dream with some sort of inspiration in my head. And if I don't write it down right then I will completely forget when I get up the next morning, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, what was that great cocktail idea that I had?
It's possible we've lost the great cocktails of all time because you didn't have a pen and paper near your nightstand. So you're not going to make that mistake twice. I have to say what I'm really marveling at is you're able to talk. You're not even kind of looking. This is amazing. You're like a gymnast almost.
This is a really, really important part of bartending, especially like if you think about the fact that I worked in Maui, and so a lot of the time that I would be bartending in Maui, I have guests who are sitting right in front of me that are asking me questions about where they should go on the island, that are asking for input on the menu, what should I eat for dinner. So a really great bartender, it's part of why we set the well up the way we do. I should be able to make all of my drinks without even looking at the bottles. I should be able to know, hey, this is my brandy. This is my banyan tree.
Oh, wow.
So that I can keep eye contact with the guest and I can keep discussing while I continue to execute my drinks.
Oh, wow. It's like watching a high wire act or something like.
It's a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
So this is the garnish for the Total Eclipse. It's a charcoal beer foam. So we actually take one of our house-made beers, the Satyr's Trove, and we add charcoal to it, and it creates sort of an antithesis of a Hefeweizen that's garnished with orange. This is an orange-flavored cocktail that's garnished with beer.
Wow. The beer is an ingredient in the cocktail.
It is technically the garnish for the cocktail,
garnish.
so it would still count as an ingredient, but it can very easily be removed.
What was it about Cassie's beer that made you think, I have got to partner up with this?
Cassie thinks of beer the same way I think about cocktails. She likes to, instead of just staying in the mainstream and staying in the lane of this is what's popular, she likes to look at interesting flavor combinations and say, how can I incorporate this into a liquid? She tells stories with her beer, which I think is just the coolest thing, and I've never seen anybody else do that. For us to have the best of both worlds here and to have the beer be the best beer you can get in Peoria and the cocktails be the best cocktails you can get in Peoria, that's a no-brainer.
It's Night Jar. It's here in the Warehouse District. Jesse, just an incredible job. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in and giving us a chance to tell our story.
Thanks for telling the story. Cheers. When folks are making their way from the Quad Cities to Peoria Heights here to Busted Brewing, what are like the 3 beers you think they should have?